This is what a human might look like if it evolved to live underwater. Meet Bobby. He's part human, part blobfish. Okay, maybe he wouldn't look exactly like this, but over the course of this episode, we're going to show you what deep-sea creatures we could take traits from in order to create a human that can live underwater. From collapsible lungs to tiny little teeth all over our skin. We're not talking mermaids with pretty tails. This is a full-on remake of the human body. This is What If, and here's what would happen if humans evolved underwater. We actually did evolve underwater, sort of. About 375 million years ago, a fish named Tiktaalik had a bright idea. It decided to use its fins to walk on land. It was able to breathe oxygen using air sacs it conveniently had in its throat. Over hundreds of millions of years, the Tiktaaliks that decided to go on land evolved into four-legged animals. This created hundreds of different kinds of species, including you. So, instead of these fish moving to land to become humans, well, what if they just went back into the water? What would humans look like today? Well, that's a pretty tricky question to answer. I think we might need some help. Luckily, I know exactly who to reach out to.
Hi, I'm Jarella Kamal Wang from Ocean X, and we know a lot about the ocean and deep sea creatures. I think we can help you out. Ocean X is on a mission to explore the ocean and to bring it back to the world through next-gen technology, fearless science, compelling storytelling, and immersive experiences to educate, inspire, and connect the world with our global ocean.
Awesome, glad to hear it. So if we were to take some of the best parts from these deep-sea creatures in order to live underwater, what would we need?
Well, we would need a couple of things. You'd need some way to breathe or store oxygen, a way to adapt to the intense pressure of the ocean, a completely different body structure, and not to mention different ways of hearing and seeing.
Right, well, that sounds like we'll be a completely new human by the end of it. But I guess it makes sense. After all, humans aren't very aquatic. The deepest a human has ever freedived is just 214 meters, and the ocean is a lot deeper than that. The average ocean depth is 3,800 meters, so that leaves us with a lot more sea to explore. In order to do that, we'd need to find a way to withstand the ocean pressure. But we have a problem. Our lungs, sinuses, ear cavities, they're all filled with air. Not to mention they're all designed to function at the atmospheric pressure of sea level, which is about 6.6 kilograms per square inch. But deep down in the ocean, there's a lot more pressure. For every 10 meters you dive down into the ocean, it's like being held down by another one of Earth's atmospheres. So let's say you dive down 100 meters, well, that would be like an extra 66 kilograms stacked on top of your body. Depending on how deep you go, this could lead to a fatal injury, like having your lungs collapse. So, how do we solve for this? What characteristics of the creatures from the deep sea can we take from?
Well, we could take inspiration from whales, like these sperm whales we saw in the Azores. They have the ability to collapse their lungs, which helps them withstand the high pressure of the ocean. They also have a flexible rib cage, allowing their chest cavity to compress.
This would help us withstand the pressure and avoid injuries like barotrauma and decompression sickness. Not only that, but with the flexible rib cage, our internal organs would be better protected. Right now, the ocean pressure would cause our rib cage to snap and break.
But a whale's rib cage has lots of cartilage in it, which makes it more flexible and therefore safer under the ocean pressures.
So let's give ourselves a whale's rib cage and collapsible lungs. But now that we can reach these incredible depths, breathing is going to become an issue very quickly. How long can you hold your breath underwater for?
Well, I'm a surfer and a scuba diver, so maybe 45 seconds.
All right, I think we need to do better than that. Let's see what the creatures of the sea are working with. We could have gills like the clownfish, but due to our size, they wouldn't be all that practical. Gills are great at extracting oxygen from water, but there's a serious problem. The amount of oxygen they extract is far less than what we get from air. This means that we'd need a ridiculous amount of gills all along our body. we probably wouldn't be able to fit enough gills on our body in order for us to efficiently breathe. So let's see what our other options are.
Dolphins would be a solid choice. They're way better at breathing than humans. They can exchange 90% of the air in their lungs with a single breath. Humans can only exchange about 15 to 20%. They can also store more oxygen than humans and breathe more efficiently. This allows them to dive for a solid 8 to 10 minutes. They do this with the blowhole at the top of their head. They can swim up to the surface, and in just a couple of seconds, they'll take a big, deep breath, allowing them to go back underwater for another 8 to 10 minutes. So you'll probably need to put a blowhole somewhere on this new human body.
Well, since it's already close to our airways, my best bet would be to copy the dolphin and just put it right on top of our head. Maybe we'd also evolve to figure out a way to seal it in order to protect from any unwanted debris or particles. And just like that, we're breathing underwater. But this is all pretty useless if we're not the best swimmers. Got any advice for us?
I think a blue shark is exactly what you're looking for. Their torpedo-shaped bodies reduce drag and allows them to swim quickly through the water. They also have this crazy kind of skin. It's covered with these tiny, almost tooth-like structures that help reduce drag and let them swim faster.
Well, that sounds awesome. So if our underwater humans had these traits, maybe they'd be able to swim as fast as a shark. And that's 19 kilometers per hour. That would allow us to travel the ocean faster than ever before. Not only that, but it would also make it a lot easier for us to reach the surface quickly in order for us to catch our breath. Okay, looks like our perfect underwater body is good to go.
Not so fast. The ocean is pretty dangerous, so I'd suggest getting equipped with some survival traits.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
Well, here at OceanX, we've done some pretty cool research on giant squids. One of my favorite traits they possess is their ability to change color and produce their own light source. We've been lucky enough to film these elusive creatures in their natural habitat.
That is really cool. I see what you're thinking. Now, let's give our humans this ability, but how would that work exactly?
Well, squids use this ability for a variety of reasons. It can help them hunt, camouflage from predators, and even communicate. It's controlled by these specialized pigment cells called chromatophores. These cells are surrounded by muscles that expand and contract, allowing for a wide variety of colorful patterns. Some squid, like the Humboldt squid, are thought to use bioluminescent light organs, known as photophores, to backlight their visual displays. Much like an e-reader, the Humboldt squid layers chromatophores on top of photophores to make their displays easier to see in the dark.
Awesome. Well, let's give our humans the chromatophores, because as much as we've evolved, I don't think we stand a chance against a shark. Okay, now our underwater human looks a lot better. What do you think?
I'd have to agree.
But even with this new survival trait, we'd still have a lot of creatures we'd have to worry about. Luckily, OceanX has got you covered. Go to their channel to check out their epic first-time mission to Indonesia and all other kinds of incredible, never-before-seen deep-sea footage. You can find out more about squids, the blobfish, and this giant isopod.